What's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy TheTrueRawGaming, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. Today I'm going to be talking about the official 1v1 tournament For Honor had over the weekend. I'm going to talk about my experience and some of the issues that I had, maybe some of the mistakes that I made that I could do better and work on and stuff like that. So I got some gameplay. I'm going to go over it. I'm not going to go through every single match. Some of those matches I kind of walked through the guy. I kind of want to only show the matches where I kind of struggled. In some of these matches, I really shouldn't have struggled with my opponent. I just let the pressure get to me. And I think, I don't know, I was just in my own head 90% of the time. It just was not confident in some of my own reads. And that kind of cost me in the long run. So today I want to talk about some mistakes and go over the gameplay. I don't have much commentary over. I was kind of locked in. I think I was off like 2 or 3 energy drinks. So I was in this I was in the zone. But yeah, let's just get straight into it, man. So the tournament is basically a Swiss bracket tournament. So based on, you have to get to the end of the tournament with only 1 loss. So I think it's 6-1 and 7-1 depending on how many players. If you lose more than 1 time, you can keep playing. You just won't be able to qualify for the close. So at that point, I mean, I already have enough experience in tournaments, so I just stopped. But this one, I think I came in probably my most prepared for a duel. I've never prepared for duels until this tournament. So every other B&B you see me do, I've just been strictly playing fours. So I did a lot of preparation to come into this, and I beat some notable players outside of this tournament. So I feel pretty confident coming into this one. So let's just get straight into it. Alright, so the first real test I had was against another comp player. His name is Floofy. He's pretty good. So the bans for this matchup was I banned Pirate, and he banned my Shinobi. It's pretty evident I play Shinobi. I don't think there's a person in this community who doesn't know I main Shinobi. I'm very good at Shinobi, so he decided to ban that to not have a hard time. And I decided to ban Pirate because Pirate is a very, very, very intensive character to go against. As far as reaction wise, especially early on in the tournament, you want to just make sure she's banned, so later on in the game you're not, you know, drained of reactions going into a 4 or 5, even 6-hour tournament. So that's just like a chess play. I would rather deal with any other character than Pirate at that point. So I totally forgot to record the first 2 rounds. I was so locked in. It dawned on me I wasn't recording, so that's why you see the score right there. So going into this matchup, what I was really worried about when I saw him pick Virtuoso was how was I going to deal with this neutral stance that's coming through? How am I going to get her out of that stance? I don't have a neutral undodgeable. I'm going to have to actually stand here and find some kind of way here. So as you see, I'm trying to pick apart and maybe get him to commit out of that stance and just not give him a chance to do anything. You can call smothering, what you would call it. So now I'm just starting to pick up, okay, if I just start dodging on a good prediction, maybe I can get him out of there. But I know going into this matchup, I have to punish him at any chance I get because he's actually a really good player. I'm not going to get away with mistakes. So like there, at the end, I just got really impatient. Instead of just standing there and trusting my defense, I decided to dodge. He threw that top light and it caught me. I believe I switched guard, and that's why it also caught me as well. So going into this one now, we're in round 5. So this is you have to. It's basically first to 5 in this matches. So these are not going to be first to 10s. They're going to be quick. So first to 5, 2-2. We're not like life or death right here in the matchup, but I know I need a good win here. I need a good win. So this is when I just started figuring out that he was dodging a lot of the attacks, and it took me up until, as you can see, 2-2 going into 3-2 now to figure out, okay, he's been dodging the kicks. So I got to figure out something else. So now I'm going to lean on that and see what he does here.
Round 6.
All right, so going into round 6, my game plan here is to just keep it the same and then maybe see if he changes it. Feigning from neutral. I got to stay on him. Got to stay smothering him. Not giving me a chance. I was hoping he was going to dodge because I got frame advantage on there. So here comes the mix. Now I have to know how to deal with it. He's not going to let me guard break, so I got to try to stuff him out of it on a good timing, on a good read. So he's not really parrying a lot of lights, so that's why I was getting away with it. And like I said, he's been dodging the kick, so I just been throwing the undodgeable. And then I got that round. So now I'm 4-2. I'm 4-2. I'm really in the zone. I feel like I got this down. I feel like there shouldn't be a reason I lose this fight now.
Round 7.
Okay, so I'm going the same game plan here. I got to get him out of that stance, stay on him, stay smothering him. Made a good read on the unblockable there. And for some reason, I don't go back to doing the physical dodge attacks. I don't know why I'm empty dodging, but now when I finally do it, he made the read. And for some reason, I just wanted to push buttons. I don't know why I didn't go back to the original game plan, what was working. It would have ended the round right there, and I would have won 5-2. But for whatever reason, I got caught up in my own head, like I said before. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I was just in my own head. I didn't trust my own judgment. So here I'm making good reads that he's going to stand there. Good defense. He comes out of stance, so he's respecting that I can do something about it. So now he's parrying lights. And now I'm empty dodging once again. I should be turning up the pressure. I should be kicking instead of doing that because he's not going to dodge. There's no reason for him to dodge. Now I'm empty dodging once again. Now I'm just standing there, second guessing myself over and over and over. And it finally lands. And what do? I stand there again. So now I'm throwing something. I'm trying to make something work. And that should have been a parry. For whatever reason, I swear that was latency, because there's no way that wasn't a parry. There was just no way. So all of day 3, I'm playing on 100+ ping, because every single opponent I'm playing, they're all EU guys. I don't think I fought one US guy on day 3. So now going into this, I know I have to win this. It's sudden death, so I have to go to the game plan. I was giving myself the pep talk. I gotta do the dodge attack. For whatever reason, I'm still dodging into neutral. There's another dodge attack there. I should have been kicking, because I've been throwing the undoubtable the past 3 rounds at least. Second guessing myself on offense once again. Not throwing any bashes. I'm just lighting now. There's the dodge attack. There's the kick, so I know it's working. And then there's the round, then that's it. So basically, I don't know what happened. Something in my brain, it just clicked off, and it just did not want to do what I was supposed to be doing. All right, so I lost the first round of the set. I have to win this, or this is it for me. So going into it, I picked probably the best character that you can probably pick right now. Since I did ban Pirate, I picked Tiandi. Now Tiandi, I am not very proficient in Tiandi as I am Shinobi, but I feel like I could have done enough to win this round. This was probably the best chance I had. I thought about running back Afira, but I thought this would be the better chance to win this here. So now it's really gonna test how much do I really know with Tiandi, which I'm not super confident in. So now it's gonna come down to, I have to be able to make the decisions. I know I gotta play with confidence. I knew my mistakes. I gotta come out and execute. He's not gonna let me make mistakes, so I gotta come out and fight. So now I'm trying to play the 50-50 game. I threw the heavy because I want to get into frame advantage, and he notices that, so he's not gonna let me get that off. I should have knew he was not going to dodge that. He was going to risk reward that, because there was no reason for him to dodge. He would still be alive even if I did land that. And now he makes it because he had to make the read on it. So that's when I should have knew risk reward and knew he was going to not actually stand there and let me just throw that out.
Round 2.
Also, as you can tell from the pacing, looking back at it now, looking at the pacing, I should have slowed it down. I was very anxious because I was very in an uncomfortable position. I now have understood that now. I used to be very uncomfortable in playing from neutral, but ever since I've been training and playing against better players and playing against some of these top 10 duelists, I feel a lot more comfortable in neutral. Now I have to focus on being comfortable when playing down, basically. I felt like I just had to make something happen now. It was now or never the entire time I'm fighting with this character, because knowing that I am not super confident on this character, I had to make something happen. I had to make a miracle happen. So I feel the pressure is going on the entire time I'm fighting, and I'm making super small mistakes right now.
Round 3.
A lot of what he's throwing too is I'm seeing it coming and just not being confident that I can shut it down. As you can see, I'm not really giving myself a chance to stand from neutral. I got to keep the pressure on because that's how the heroes played. There we go. I'm making a good read. I'm making something happen now. I'm playing with confidence. Made a good read that he was going to GB. All right, now I got the frame advantage, and he stood there, so he decided to go for that, and then I'm gonna mash out. So now I know that I can win with the character. Now I know that what I'm doing is working. I have to make the right decisions. I got to make the proper reads. I got to play safe. I cannot make mistakes because Floofy will punish you for making the wrong mistakes. He is a very good player. Missing light parries, unacceptable. Unacceptable at this level of gameplay. Standing from neutral once again. No confidence. I gotta make something happen. And once again, latency had to play a role because there's no way, there's absolutely no way I'm going to believe that just happened. As you can see, that's why I said, wow. I don't believe that happened. I can't believe it. Now I was just checking if I was recording. I am recording. That should have been a guard break possibly. That is another big mistake that I am making over and over again. He's doing these kicks and I'm still in that dodge. At this point, this is where I'm starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable. I'm starting to feel that slight uneasiness when from neutral. It's really just that kick. I'm not noticing yet that he is option selecting the heavies by doing that kick. Yeah, now I'm knowing that I'm not going to be able to get that double GB off, so there's no point of even going into that. Once again, standing in front of him as he's feigning all these feints, trying to get the guard break off. Just impatient, not able to diff it right there. I'm just too impatient, ready to click buttons too much. Not standing in the pocket, not being comfortable, not being confident in my defensive skills. Once again, trying to force parries that are not there. There's no reason to stand from neutral trying to parry that. At this point, I'm a little rattled because I know I got to make something happen. So I'm trying everything in my arsenal to make something happen. Because I know losing, this is still kind of early in the tournament. Losing this early is going to put a lot of pressure on me later in the tournament. So I kind of just feel that pressure like now I have to make something happen. Something's got to open up. He's got to have an opening. I think this is when I just started noticing that he's doing the feint, the unblockable into kick from option selecting against heavies. Okay, he actually threw that one. That should have been parried. I watched it come, and I'm being punished for just making the same mental mistakes. All right, so going to the next match here. This was, and not to make fun of him or anything. I really appreciate everybody coming out. This just was unfortunate for him to have to run into me, especially, you know, probably after a loss. I kind of walked through this guy. He didn't ban any characters that I used. I don't even remember the bans. This was kind of just a tune-up match, get my confidence back, make sure my eyeballs are working. There really wasn't any pushback here. I think this was double 5-0 here. And yeah, I mean, there's really nothing much to say about this. Really appreciate this guy for coming out though.
Round 2.
Won that one, and then just the second fight of that set, I ended up going Shinobi. I think this might have been the second time I used Shinobi that day. So I just wanted to make sure if, you know, I was still able to keep my eyeballs together. Really wasn't trying to like hammer this guy. I'm just testing my eyeballs, making sure they're working. I'm also playing at a very high ping. I'm seeing, this is where I'm testing what I can get away with in high ping, what I can see, what I can't see, what my inputs are like. And yeah, that's about it. Alright, so going into this one, I changed up my strategy. I decided to open up with Shinobi. I banned Pirate. I don't remember who he banned. I think this guy might have banned Aramusha. Don't know who this guy was. I feel like I don't know. This fight was a little weird. I think this one was probably the worst one for my latency. I had horrible input delay. I was not able to really do anything about the lights. I was very fidgety going into this as well. I think after observing the latency, I don't know. I think this is when I had my third energy drink. I was just not sitting still under any circumstances here. I don't know what went wrong. I know latency had an issue, but I don't know. But beside that, I just was not sitting still. I just was really just adamant about pushing buttons. As you can see, I don't think anybody's ever seen me do this stuff. I have no idea what I was doing. So lost that one simply just because I'm not sitting still. As you can see, I was at 75 right there. I was bouncing around from 70 up to 120, and it was just absolutely abysmal. It was absolutely terrible. So this is still day 3. I'm already going through it. I'm already irritated at this point. Just prior to this, I kind of had a match against a guy I just tried the ego as far as the Hitokiri pick, but I won that one. This one, it was just, I don't know, man. I just was not sitting still, as you can tell. There isn't a single mix-up he's throwing where I'm just standing there. Every time he swings, I am moving for some reason. Just the faint to lights. It's literally just faint to lights because I don't know. I will not stop moving. I think at this point, I was so deep into my own head that it was just no return from this point. Just dodge after dodge after dodge. So I think at this point we kind of understood how that matchup went. Alright, he was AFK for so long, but tournament on the line here. He's going Shaolin, I'm going to Fira. I have to win this or I'm going home with nothing on day 3. So I know the pressure's on. Now knowing that he plays Shaolin, I feel like immediately when I loaded into the game, I feel like I should have picked Shinobi. I think when picking this pick, I felt like Shinobi was just not going to be it after how bad I got beat. So I decided to switch it up and go into Fira. Fira has been working relatively nice the whole tournament. So I feel like the tournament line, I think Fira decides how this goes. As you can see, I'm still a little bit more active than usual, but right now I am just still doing too much. As you can tell, he literally just feinted zone twice. I'm still making the same mistakes of not standing in the pocket, not standing toe to toe, and doing something about it. I'm still pushing buttons. I'm still afraid and in my own head and not defensively confident in my decisions here. As you can see, same mistake, dodging, just doing stuff for no reason, looking for something that works. Confidence is starting to get up there now. Now he has to make a read, decides to stand in there. Now I'm starting to play like how I should be playing. Confidence is coming back. Whatever reason I didn't parry that. Whatever reason I'm not parrying it, I'm dodging when I don't need to. I'm dodging again once again when I don't need to. So just not risk rewarding the options that he is throwing out. I'm kind of just panicking and just throwing stuff out, hoping that something sticks. Just the same mistake. Zero defensive confidence is what's killing me right now. Once again, dodging for no reason, absolutely no reason, and that just really just sold the tournament for me there. All right, so coming into day 4, I came in as a new beast, man. I was really prepared. I got some extra training in. I looked over the footage, and I think this was the first match of the day. Playing against a Warmonger, especially after new changes, Warmonger is a lot better. Now she can really do the Vortex, so I had to be really careful. And just kind of started slow, made sure I stay out of my own head. I didn't try to like absolutely delete this guy. I kind of figured after the first or second round that I was a lot better than him. But as you can see in the top left corner, once again, EU players, that ping is a big issue. So I know now that I can't sit here and try to react to everything. So I just got to play safe and just stay out of my own head and stay confident. So unfortunately for this guy, I just so happened to be his first match and kind of just walk through this guy. Alright, so he didn't ban Shinobi. The next set I ended up using Shinobi, and now I'm just gonna see. At this point, now I know that I can win this round. I'm just trying to see what I can get away with reaction-wise, because as you saw before, I'm getting that yellow marker in the corner of my screen. So now I'm just kind of testing what I can truly react to and have input delay, and how bad is it. I think for this match, I was at 125 ping static. Like I consistently get 125 at this point. It was very bad for this game. But I'm making it work here for whatever reason. As you can see, it's not yellow now, but it was pretty bad earlier. Just kind of see what I can get away with here and there. So now I know for future, I can't really sit there and fully rely on trying to react to those things. I'm gonna have to make reads. All right, so this next matchup here, this guy's name's Kimpachi. He's pretty good. And for this one, after seeing, as you can see, the very first matchup, he's using Tiandi. So I think, in my head, I'm thinking, all right, he feels he has to win this. I feel like this is probably his biggest character he's going to have a chance to win with. So me coming out with a Fear, this is pretty good. So I know I have a pretty good, knowledgeable interactions with how this matchup is going to go. And at this point, I've been practicing against Tiandi a little bit more after the third day. So now I know what to expect from Tiandi players and how to deal with it using Afira. Like I said, I looked at that footage and I was a little bit disappointed in what I did earlier. So now I know I got to really bring the pressure a little bit more when it comes to using Afira. Also, if you haven't seen, I also did fight XRyuChiOniX. He gave me some tips on how to use Afira. He basically pretty much saying I'm just playing too passive, not abusing frame advantage, not using the correct mix-ups, not using her to her full potential. So I went back and worked on a little bit more. And from here, I'm just trying to see what I have here. I know this guy's skill is a lot bigger jump than the first guy. So I can't just, fully say this guy is not going to win. I haven't made that determination yet. But I feel like I do have a really good chance of winning this fight here. Because he is on Tiandi. If you just don't respect Tiandi, you will lose the fight. So now I'm trying to go for the wall splat. It didn't land. Tried to get the follow-up light. It didn't go through. Comes from defensive discipline, not having my guard on the left and letting that zone land. There we go. That should have been a top heavy. Don't know why I threw a left heavy on that one. But I did make it in. So I did do executions to ice the guy to make sure that he has no momentum. I was going full all in to make sure this guy did not win this matchup, unfortunately. That is pretty toxic, but that's just what I did. All right, so we're going to skip here, and I did win the last round, as you see, based on the scoreboard. And this is where things started getting different. This is where adjustments started being made. He starts turning up the pace now. Now he's really getting into his mix-ups as Tiandi. As you can see now, he's starting to get quite a bit of damage off. I'm starting to feel the pressure now. Now I'm starting to feel like I have to make something happen. As you can see, I start panicking, pressing too many buttons when I'm uncomfortable. And that's just a telltale sign. I think he started picking up, all right, he's not that comfortable right now. I don't know why he backed off on the pressure. He had it. Now I'm trying to make something happen here. One read. I make it. What do I do? Go into that. Didn't parry it. Frame advantage, and I should have knew to not swing. So there it comes from, like I said, once again, we had the problem from day 3. Defensive confidence. Not being confident in your decisions and full sending on those decisions. There's no way he threw 2 raw heavies and I let that go through. I didn't do any option to stop that. So that is on me for sure. Okay, pushing too many buttons for absolutely no reason. Mashing out, made the wrong read. Getting light parried, being predictable. Here comes the mix. Making the wrong reads. and not even putting my guard to the top. So defensive confidence, defensive discipline is now the biggest issue now. He's now made it 3-3. He's won 2 rounds in a row. He's got momentum. Momentum's on his side. So now, at this point, now I'm starting to feel a little bit of pressure now. Now I'm thinking, all right, I got to make something happen. I've already been here before. I did this day 3. I am not going home with the loss here. I cannot do it. So now I have to start putting the pressure on. How do I get Tiandi to slow down his pressure? Well, I got to increase my offense now to give him something to be worried about. But what do? I'm standing here taking the kick. There's a mash because he hasn't thrown the undodgeable. There's his good defensive read. Still get caught. He's almost out of stamina, so I'm going to put the pressure on now. What's the read he's going to make? He didn't dodge because he's not afraid to be put on the wall based on the side he was on. Good defensive discipline by him. For whatever reason, I go to Nooch. Good thing I got the bash off. Now I'm going to execute to take away the momentum to ensure that he does not get a chance to come back. Toxic, I know, but this is what we do in tournaments. Alright, so this is the closing match. I know I can win this. I need to pull something out of my ass to make this a win because I don't want him to get any momentum going into a 4-4 round here. So what do? My attempt is to try to get some offense going here, making the wrong reads, consistently making the absolutely worst abysmal reads, dodging, neutral dodging forward with no bash. There's a wall splat there. Trying to make something happen, going back to neutral. Now I'm just getting lucky because he's pressing buttons. There's a guard break from neutral, throwing it from the right side. It should have been the left side. Didn't parry that. Didn't even put my guard up. Standing there. Not throwing anything. One read. And decided to make a good read there. That was just a good read. I think most of that was luck. I should have lost that. For whatever reason, I started getting in my head again. And just made absolutely terrible reads. But so that's the end of that first set right there. Alright, so this is the match that really told him what my problem was, and this is what highlighted the problem to me. I noticed it this right here, this match, this entire set. I'm not gonna show the full set, but this right here showed my problem. Here, I'm just actually getting abused here. I know the matchup. I know how to beat Orochi. Why am I have no idea. Guard breaking for no reason, mashing out, pressing buttons when I have no business pressing buttons. Like, for whatever reason, as you can tell, I'm clearly in my head. I am clearly in my head. I have zero confidence to shut this guy down. And as you can see, there isn't anything he's doing that is super duper like out of this world. He is literally just dodging, neutral lighting. There's a zone he's throwing every now and then. He's throwing it quite often, actually. And he's just giving you really reactable attacks. There's a dodge from neutral I didn't punish because I'm too busy pressing buttons. Now he's out of stamina. Alright, there's the XRyuChiOniX special right there. Going to neutral. Trying to get something to fall here. I get him on the wall. I should have more discipline here to not be out of stamina. But I know risk reward. I can just eat that. But I know I can react to them blockable. So I got a round off. But earlier those rounds were looking pretty bad. They were looking pretty bleak. So at this point in my head, I'm thinking, alright, I got to make something happen. The first 2 rounds are out of here. Maybe those adjustment rounds. I think we can dial in and win this. He gave it to me, and for whatever reason, I didn't punish. Here's going back to the lights. He's guard breaking. There's a guard break. Instead of going to neutral like I've been doing almost every other fight. Actually works this time. So, we got some confidence going here. We're going 2-3. I know I have to make something work. This is my main character, so there really shouldn't be a reason for me to lose this match. That is what that was my thought process. But as you can see, he actually knows how to play his character very well, as you can see based on the reps. So I can't just take that as what it is. As you can see, I'm already down. So I know I have to make something happen, but I got to play a little bit more cautious. So now I'm going with the zone, playing a little bit more cautious. But once again, not bashing, throwing lights. Throwing a lot of lights. Not knowing my hit stuns. Pushing too many buttons. I'm being punished for doing the absolute worst things possible. Once again, no defensive discipline. Absolutely zero defensive discipline here. Now it's 2-4, and I'm actually about to lose on Shinobi. So this is not good. This is absolutely not good. Because now if I lose this, I can't use Afira. There it is again. Still pushing buttons. Still pushing buttons. Still pushing buttons. Jesus Christ. TheTrueRawGaming just will not stop pressing buttons. Still pressing buttons. Not punishing. Once again, just pushing buttons. Got the punish off. And just, I don't know what I was doing. And that, guys, but I tell you, when I'm in my own head, there is no person that can get me out of there. I am missing the most basic punishes ever. Just forgetting, like, once again, he's thrown that. Now, I didn't show the whole game, but he's been throwing that attack the whole game. And for whatever reason, I couldn't stop it. So now it's 1-1. Pressure's on. All right, so pressure's on. I'm predicting that he is going to use Tiandi, and I had to make some decisions. Who can I rely on to get me through this? Because if I lose this, boy, we are in for. I think this is only the second fight of the round, the second fight of the tournament here. So I go into Shinobi. I said I got to run this back. I feel like this is the one. I can't use Afira. I've already won with Afira, so once you win with that character, that's it. You can't use him. So now I'm going into Shinobi, and I know that Shinobi has matchup advantage over Tiandi because I have a double dodge. So now I know what the game plan is. I gotta come out and execute. I know now that I gotta have more discipline. The confidence went up a little bit even though I lost that last one. So I know I just gotta pay attention. I know the character pretty well, how to defend against the character. It's just I don't know how to play Tiandi that well. I know the tools he has. I know what I'm confident in. Now I'm back into, I thought that was going to kill. Now I'm back into my groove. Now I'm playing like my normal self now. Now I'm out of my head. I fully reset. I am confident in my decision making to win this next setup. I know I'm telling myself at this point that it is go time. It is now or never. It's now or never. I'm not on the big screen for this fight, but I know like this is now or never. He did beat somebody that I know, and somebody was telling me to be scared of this guy. So maybe that affected me. I have no idea. But going into this one, I was very confident winning this matchup because I know this matchup very well. I played this specific matchup, Shinobi versus Tiandi, hundreds, maybe even thousands of times. So I know every interaction possible, and I should be able to win this no problem. Missed it on timing. I believe this is the first US player that I've played, I think, of day 3 and 4. I think this is the first and only US player that I will ever play. Missed the deflect. I really thought that was going to land. I truly did. I don't know how that did not land, but we traded. So, I mean, I was confident that was going to land, but I should have just canceled out of that just to be safe. Once again, playing safe is the most important thing when going into tournaments like this. Very, very important. Can't get the deflect again. Trying it. Thought that was going to be a bash. Trying to see when he's going to dodge here. He's doing a good job at really mixing me up. I don't start figuring him out on his dodges until like later on. So now I know I can just back walk him because I'm Shinobi. That's the matchup knowledge right there. He won't be able to get me on his mix-ups. I really thought that was going to land. I didn't think the option was going to get him out of that. So now I'm just going to start killing him with those double dodges into kicks. And I think from this point on is when I started noticing like I really got this in the bag. Alright, so going into round 6, I am skipping past everything else. It was kind of one-sided. I'm 4-1 right now. I know I can close this out. At this point, my confidence is already maxed out. I am very comfortable from neutral, very confident in my decisions. I feel like at this point, there's not a single read that I will make that will be wrong. I've been playing pretty much a picture-perfect Shinobi matchup game this entire time. I've gotten him to make many mistakes as he did there. Now he's completely almost drained fully of stamina. And now I've gotten his mix-ups down before he even throws it. So now I've pretty much got him 110% downloaded in. There isn't a single mix-up he can throw that I won't know when he's going to throw it. I think he kind of realized at this point that it's over. That there isn't any options he has left that he can actually throw here that I won't see coming. So now it's just about closing. At this point, wasting his stamina until he goes all the way down, making a read. There it is. He had to throw that kick, so I knew it was coming. And then that is the deal sealer right there. So I win that set 2-1. All right, so one of my guys on my team here, he actually lost to this guy, I think, the very first round. He was very confused on who this guy was. He has no idea how he lost to him. So now in my head, I'm like, all right, I can beat this guy. I'm going to actually open up somebody else. I think for this set, I think he may have banned Shinobi because I opened up with Tiandi. And I think for this set, I was going to run Tiandi and Afira. So I decided to open up with Tiandi to keep my Afira in the back. So seeing this matchup, I feel somewhat confident here. Then again, I'm not super confident on Tiandi. I just know how to play him decently okay. But I feel like that would have been enough to beat an Aramusha. So I know what I got to come out and do. I got to stay on him, get the pressure going. Didn't parry that, missed the parry. So I'm back to playing. I think this guy's EU because my ping was actually very high on this set as well here. So now he's standing there and making the read. For whatever reason, he's just, everything he's throwing is landing, as you can tell. He's landing a lot of damage here. Just not confident on offense. Got to get something going here. Pressing buttons when I probably shouldn't have been pressing buttons. And at this point, I looked at the ping. I already knew what type of lobby he was in. So I know, all right, I got to come up and play because this guy might actually be sending me home. At this point, this is sudden death. If I lose this, I think that is it for me here. I believe so. I can't remember. So he's loving that zone here. Once again, it lands again. No defensive discipline here, even though I am lagging, as you can tell, the yellow ping. And absolutely removed from the game. So from this point on, I'm like, all right, I got to make sure I screenshot this so they don't think I just left the game. We're going to skip this part. All right, so we load back in. I let him get his 1 kill, so we even the number back out again. So now we're going back in. We're going back in raw, real deal here. And now I'm just, I don't know, trying to find an opening here, seeing what could be here. Where is his weakness here? What's the chink in the armor here? Not paying attention to my stamina. I am very low on stamina. There's 3 heavies in a row. Didn't parry anything. Didn't option select out of any of those options. So I just let him get so much frame advantage off. There's the dodge attack there. Should have been looking for that. Got the parry. Got to drop a read. There we go. Getting some momentum here. That should have been something I should have thrown some kind of punish there. And yeah, he moved that twice in a row. So now, knowing what I know right now, I know now that my confidence at this point was kind of dropped down. Not only did he knock out my teammate, but now he's probably gonna knock me out as well. So I'm thinking, all right, at this point, I have to figure something out. I have to make something happen. The pressure's on. I'm in my head a little bit, but I know in my head, all I know is I have to smother him. I got to try something else. I got to try something I haven't tried. Let's give him no space and let's smother him and see how he handles pressure. What's his options here? All right, he's not brain dead. He knows what he's doing here with that character. So I know I can't dodge into it and get I guess you can call it a deflect. So I know I just use the dodge on block and dodge into the attack. So now I see that, okay, we have something that's working here. We have something that's working. If I smother him and pressure him and pressure him and pressure him and don't give him a chance to go to neutral, maybe I have a chance of winning this. I think he wins the neutral game against me. And I think we can't let him get that up to that point. So at this point, that's why I'm thinking. I got to keep the pressure on, got to stay in his face. So going into this round, that's my goal. Get in his face, get as close as possible, and just stay there as long as possible. He's trying to mash me to get me out of it. Try to get the zone off. He's low on stamina, so now I'm going to kick up the tempo. Kicking up with feints and did absolutely nothing and wasted time. Once again, making every wrong read. He's low on stamina. Got to kick up the tempo. Didn't dodge on block on that. Just let him eat that. Once again, that zone from neutral. That's twice in a row. And trying to guard break once again. In that situation, I don't know what I was doing. I clearly had no idea what I was doing. Alright, so as you can see, 1-4, pressure's on. I need something to work. I'm going to try everything. I'm going to hit this guy with the book. I'm going to hit him with every single thing that I know with this character. And I have to make something stick. Something will land. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Something will land. Let's just see what he can deal with here. So I just saw a double heavy going into undodgeable, giving me frame advantage. And I'm getting hit with that zone once again. So now, I think I got him down a little bit. Gotta make a read. Gotta be able to pay attention. I gotta stay locked in. Now I'm utilizing that frame advantage off of that chain heavy now. So now, I have to make something work. So what that does is using that chain heavy, if you don't know, like I said before, it gives you that frame advantage. And frame advantage essentially lets you swing right after that without being interrupted. So it forces your opponent to really have to make a decision. Am I going to bash after that? Or am I going to go into undodgeable? Or am I going to go into hyper armor heavy? What is your options? That's probably the first parry I got on that actual zone. And he throws it again to test me out. So clearly I'm failing. There we go. Have no idea if that's the right punish. I believe it is. I don't play the character that well. So now, back into that frame advantage again. See, I win again. And there it is. So now I'm feeling, okay, I can really make something happen here. As long as I keep this frame advantage, he has to parry the heavy. If he's not parrying that chain heavy, then I'm just going to probably win the round. Because I'm going to be able to continuously swing until he makes a lucky light parry. Going to this, I think I'm going to go with the same plan here. So his plan was to actually not let me get started. That's why he came out swinging super early and abusing the range that he has. Because he gets a lot of momentum forward. So he made a good read, and here comes the damage. There's the heavy that I ate earlier. There's the zone. There's another one. There's another one. And now I have to make every perfect read ever to win this. Standing in neutral, game is over. Same mistakes, not defensively confident in my decisions to shut this guy down. Oh boy, we've seen this matchup before. So at this point in stage, now day 4, going in, I've played Shinobi into Orochi, which I thought was confident. At this point, I'm questioning my confidence already. But I feel like this is going to be the one that I'm going to win. I feel like if anyone I will win, it has to be this one. If I don't win this one, he takes this set, he moves on to the next round as a win. So he'll be fighting other players, and I have to put the pressure on myself because I think this is only the first. This will be the first loss for the tournament. So now I know I just have to see what he can throw here. What's his options here? I thought maybe I can get that off. So now I tested that out. I know he's not gonna get hit with the switch lights. He is defensively sound. He's not fundamentally broken at this point. So now I know, okay, I'm gonna have to play as about as optimal as possible, cashing in, getting my damage, and sprinkle in some combo resets if possible. Got the nice trade. I win on that one. Now he's just getting caught from neutral, so I'm feeling a little bit confident here in neutral. There we go. There's the parry. So now at this point, I'm feeling like, okay, I've definitely redeemed myself after training. I definitely did this matchup too. The night before this tournament. There we go. So now I'm feeling really confident. I'm really feeling myself here. All right. So as you can see here right now, like I said before, I'm really feeling myself here. I'm feeling really confident. I feel like I am just in the zone here. I can't make the wrong read. Probably should have sat there on that read there. Starting to get that fidgetiness coming back. Now I'm just getting caught. He's low on stamina, so I want to increase that pressure. Here's the feint to nooch. Pressing a lot of buttons in a rapid succession here. He's starting to slow down. I'm not picking up on it yet. He's slowing down his tempo. There's no dodge attack there. I think he's looking for something here. Got caught on heavy hit stun. and didn't make the read there. So at that point, I'm like, all right, I just made the wrong read. I should have parried that. I watched it come in. For whatever reason, I did not capitalize on it. So going back to the same brute problems: defensive confidence, defensive discipline. You got to be able to make those. That you should be consistently defending against unblockables at this level. Knowing that interaction, I knew that wasn't going to land. I don't know why that character is probably the only character that does it. But there we go, getting caught with the lights. Pushing too many buttons. This looks very familiar. Very familiar. Pressing a lot of buttons. That one just so happened to work out. Tempo is a little bit too fast to be playing in duels right now. There's the lights again. So now I'm just getting punished once again. This is looking very familiar. Getting punished for pushing absolutely too many buttons. There's no reason for me to be standing there pressing 50 different buttons, throwing that many different attacks. There's absolutely no reason. Okay, there's the confidence that's coming back. Okay, he knew that I was going to throw it because I threw it last time. There's the deflect. Kind of wanted to get the combo reset. Okay, so now I'm out of stamina here. Probably could have just kept him up. Made the defensive read. I did not time that perfectly, and that is a big mistake. So he almost could have beat me on that one, but I got to be careful next time. Because he was definitely getting ready to shut that zone down. I thought he was getting ready to crush that. So, did good that round. I got to make sure I pay attention a little bit more. So, at this point, there really isn't so much pressure on him. Because, like I said, he won the first set. So, now it's really on me. I'm on a 3-2 matchup here. I have to win this. And botch the deflect once again. Trying to go into combo reset. He buffers the dodge attack. So I got to start keeping that in mind that I'm not going to be able to get that off anymore. He's starting to buffer that. I think that's the second or third time he's done that. So now that tells me, that should have told me he's predicting my mix-ups. Trying to set him up with the combo reset again that I've already done 3 or 4 times in the same match. That should have been parried. I saw that coming. He's throwing it twice in a row. There's 3 times in a row, and then there's an undodgeable. So defensive confidence, defensive discipline, the same consistent issues here. I'm letting him throw these same moves over and over and over and not punishing it. And like I said, at this level of gameplay, you just can't get away with that. The ping is still high as always, as you can see. It's still high, but this to me, this is very winnable. I got to make the proper reads. I got to make the proper decisions. I got to stop getting hit with the same bullshit. That should have been a kick. For whatever reason, I went to Nooch. It was a neutral light parry. So now I did the zone because I was going to predict that he was going to buffer a, maybe do some kind of dodge. And I was right. For whatever reason, I react to that every other day, and I just get hit with it 3 times in a row. Zone's probably coming, right? Fucking goddamn. I genuinely didn't know that was coming, because this is me recording over. I really didn't know that was coming. But I'm like, it had to be coming. He's throwing, what, 8 times already? So how I did not see that coming at that point, I have no idea. Just even if I didn't see it coming, my guard should have been there. It should have been there. You can see some of the similar problems that I'm having when I play the other Shinobi, the other Orochi. Just having the same problems. Those lights, not being able to stand in the pocket. Just the same issues, man. Got to be more defensively sound. That should have been a block, but I pressed the button after I did the kick. Here comes the mix. I need this to fall. And pressing a button, trying to go on the light, especially when I was red bar. I should not have been doing that. So I lose that 0-2. And going into the next round, I think this is the first loss of the tournament. So now I know the pressure's on. I can't lose another one. Alright, so this is actually the very next match. As you can see by the scoreboard, I'm kind of decimating this guy on Shinobi. It just seemed like I had this guy's number. Like I said, this is one of the matchups that I am very comfortable on. I just know, and I've been playing Inferior a lot more now. I just know what I can and can't get away with, and just kind of shut this guy out. There's really nothing much to say on this match, on Shinobi at least. There's a nice option select there. Drop it. He's got to make the read, and that's just game 5-0. So now at this point, confidence is up there. I'm feeling like I got this match in the bag here. I'm already thinking, who is he going to pick next? If he opened up with Afira, who is he going to pick next? I'm very confused with who's going to pick. And you wouldn't believe how this match went. Yeah, so he decided to go Shaolin. I went Afira, and I got decimated. And looking back at it, basically what it was is it's just my ability to not read that he's been doing the exact same defensive option. And you wouldn't guess what he was doing. He was dodging the kick in chain kick. And you know what I did? I continuously threw the kick over and over. That's the first time I actually threw that the entire fight. Letting him do that. He's starting to come back. There's a good punish. Parries it. And there's the feint zone. So in my book, I mean, I'm not gonna show the whole one. That was just one-sided. It literally was just because in chain I would never throw the indodgeable. I consistently threw the kick for whatever reason. So now I have to make a decision who I'm gonna play. All right, tournament on the line, day 4, all or nothing. I win this, I go on. I lose, I go home with nothing. I pull out Tiandi. Looking back at it, I have no idea why I decided to put the tournament on Tiandi's shoulders. I can't use Shinobi, I won. I would have been better off using Afira because that is who I'm more confident with. But going into this matchup, I was very confident because I know I can react to the UB. As you can tell, off the rip, I'm doing pretty well. Doing pretty good. Fanning to neutral, doing very well. Just playing the matchup very well, playing patient, not forcing anything that's there, seeing what he's able to do round 1. I'm making some pretty good decisions here. I got some frame advantage, just seeing what he's going to do with it. He's going to dodge on when I have frame advantage. Once again, he's dodging again. Here's a light parry. Missing the reads. Cannot get the guard break off on that. Didn't parry that for some reason, even though I baited it. Missed the parry again. Missed the parry again. So, evidently, the confidence here was not there because I've quite honestly, I've really been in the lab actually practicing against that character. That is the first character that I learned how to differ on. I was told that to start learning with that character in Highlander. So I did. For whatever reason, all of that went out the door. All of that went out the door here. So I'm making some pretty decent decisions here. I should have came out of that, but I didn't. So I run it back again. Trying to make a read. There is the parry. That's what I'm looking for here. Making the wrong decisions. There we go. And got it to fall. So now we're 1-1. So now I'm thinking, all right, at this point, tournament's on the line. I got to make something happen. No one is going to sit here and make it happen for me. There's no one who's going to come in here and save me. My other teammate, he's already been eliminated. So he's already done. He's done in the tournament. It's me now. So I have to make it through. There's no one else who's going to do it for me. How am I going to do this? I don't have an answer yet at this point. I'm still looking for an answer. And as you can see, I'm still going to neutral, playing from neutral, playing very passive, not playing super aggressive against this character. I know that full guard could be a problem, as well as his superior, his little dodge shit. As you can see, the CCs are killing me right now. Why am I not fading to neutral? No fucking clue. Jesus Christ, this is bad to watch. I didn't know it was that bad. I'm not going to lie. I did not know it was that bad. I did not see it that bad during the fight. I just knew I got fucked up. I'm not going to lie. So that's new. That's new. So going into this one, I know I'm feeling the pressure. I remember this round. I'm feeling the pressure. I'm like, all right. Something's got to give. Now I'm bashing into Nooch instead of dodging out of that. But it worked out. Missing the parries once again. Still defensive discipline. So now I'm catching on that he's been dodging a little bit more. So I'm going to start throwing that a little bit more. Okay, so there we go. I'm getting some good damage here. Making a good read. He's not going to throw that. Looking for those CCs now. He gets a parry off. So he's not CCing right now. He's completely shut that off. Trying to get the GB off. Went out of stamina here. Oh my gosh. There we go. Got it off. 2-2. 2-2. Turned out to be a good read because even after that, I still had a little bit left, so I could still make another mix-up read out of that. So 2-2. Pressure is still on. I'm feeling confident. I've got the better character. I feel at this position that I'm a better player. This should not be close. In my head, that is what's going on. This should not be close. I'm a far better player than this guy. I don't know why this is this close. It's just coming down to discipline here. So now he's caught on to that. So now I know I have to switch that up. I can't keep doing that same option. No CCs now. Now I'm still looking for it on round 2. This is 2 rounds after he's done the CC round. I'm still looking. So right now I'm noticing that he's just trying to get me out of that bash. Why I didn't throw that is beyond me. He's just trying to keep me out from starting my offense. There's it again. He's been throwing that all around. Why am I not punishing it? I'm still trying to mash through it. There we go. I finally get it off. There's the CC I've been looking for. Trying to drop the frame advantage, but I know he's going to CC it. Missed the parry. Mashes out. Misses the parry because I want to swing. Here it comes. There we go. So that's how that went. That was a little bit tougher. At this point in stage, I still feel the pressure. I still feel that I'm far superior. I have to make something happen. So I know that I might really get aggressive here. I'm thinking in my head, I'm pondering, should I get a little bit more aggressive here? He still has the full guard. He still got good defensive reads. I don't know if I can go full aggressive yet. Missing the parry. Missing another parry. Missing a block. Getting parried because that was predictable. Not even attempting to parry. I'm just getting absolutely shit on right now. He just took almost my entire full health bar with basically one string of offense. So now all I can do is feint the nooch. He knows that he just can't mash out. That's all he knows right now because I'm just going to feint the neutral. I'm going to have to really dominate neutral if I want to win this. There's another parry right there. Looking for a CC here and it wasn't there. And I didn't come out of that stance. So that is why I lost that round. I played a very, very good round there, actually. Very, very good round. But the problem is, like I said, just I need to have that consistency. I'll have a good round, and then the next round I'm getting absolutely shit on. I can't afford to have those rounds at this level of play. Looking for the CC, it wasn't there. I was impatient and didn't wait. Now I'm noticing now that he's slowed down his interrupts. He's trying to play a little bit more safer here, playing more traditional defense. Now I'm just giving him every single bit of damage. I'm giving it all back after having a great round. And once again, killing my own self, I'm giving him the damage back. 3-4. He wins this round. I go home with nothing. It's now or never. Now in my head is TheTrueRawGaming. This is it. This is it. You have to win this round. You cannot go home with nothing. Not this time. Not after all that time you prepared. Once again, making the exact same mistake, throwing that out. That's a rookie mistake. Making the wrong read. Pressure is in my head. There's a clock going on in my head. I have to make something happen. I'm saying it over and over and over and over and over. Have to make something happen. Have to. I have to. Finally get something off. There's another GB. Trying to go into neutral here. There's the mix-up. Here it comes. There's the parry. Getting caught from neutral again. Making the wrong read on parry. And then making the wrong read on parry again. So basically this entire term that I've seen, I've just made the same mistakes. Shot myself in the foot. Unfortunately, that is it. I did not qualify. I felt really confident going into this term because of the notable players that I have beaten 1v1s multiple times. So I felt very confident going into it. But as you can see, some of the players that I'm losing to, I feel like I should not lost to these guys. But going back to the drawing board, I know what I need to do. I know what I need to work on, and it's really just my own confidence in my defensive skills. My offensive skills have gotten a lot better. My neutral game has gotten a lot better. It's literally just a defensive confidence and the defensive the basics. Basically, I just got to be disciplined. And moving forward, that is what I'll be working on. So that'll be it. If you guys enjoyed this or any of this style of content, man, make sure you guys drop a like. Let me know down below, man. I'll wrap it up for you, man. I'll script it for you. I'm gonna get this shit to you. Thank y'all.